Okay, so welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you had a good trading week this week and you had a great week in general, very productive and profitable. So we're just going to go through and do our weekly wrap up of what the markets did during the week, more so on pound yen. As I said last week, this is the pair which I trade most and or only trade really, and what I spend most of my time and attention on. So we'll quickly go back to see what it did from the start of the week. So I'll go down to the 4 hour time frame. Now, if you remember last week, I was saying that the candle closed pretty bearish there. You can see that one there, but just in this area of kind of support. So I was anticipating that it was going to come up higher, test this area here again, then come lower. But it literally opened in that area, then kind of just continued going down. So the next area. So what I was looking for was the next area of support. So it kind of came down to this area just here, where we had a bit of support there. So then I was looking for exhaustion on the lower time frame. So I'll quickly drop down to, let's say, 30 minutes there. Let's slide this across so we can actually see a bit more. So if you actually pay attention on my Instagram page, Millionaire Incorporated, I actually pointed this one out for you guys. So kind of, like I said, I was looking for this area here for a bit of a rejection. So it came down from when it opened over here somewhere, came all the way down, touched this area here of the support. So like I said, tested this area, showed signs of exhaustion. So as you can see, kind of, let's zoom into this a bit more so you can see a bit more clearly. So kind of came down, took off, then showed those signs of exhaustion. So I took it pretty much at the at this around basically this area here. Now I actually just wanted to kind of take it up to this area just here, where I said it had the initial support, which now becomes resistance, and I had about a 30 pip stop loss, which is a little bit lower than what I normally do. So either way, that ends up being about 2 to 1 or just slightly less than 2 to 1 risk reward. So pretty decent trade. As you can see though, it didn't, as it was approaching here, it showed no signs of exhaustion. So you could actually have taken it up to the higher area up here, and that would have ended up being a 3 to 1 risk reward. So you're risking 30 pips or 40 pips to make around about 100. So I'll quickly jump back to the 4 hour. And so the reason why I said this was an area of kind of support is it kind of came down and before it kind of came back up higher. So it was, like I said at the start of the week, I was expecting it to come up higher there first test and then drop down lower, but that didn't do it. Came lower, then came up higher. Now I actually had a loss in this area here because, as you can see, it started exhausting just here, but didn't just have that momentum to kind of keep going lower. So I did think it was going to take I did take a short from about here. Where's this tool here? Short. At the close of that candle there, I took a short, 40 pip stop loss again, and I wanted to kind of come down to the bottom here again, or if it didn't go lower, and that would have been 2 to 1. Unfortunately, it didn't do that. It kept going higher, and so the next area I was kind of looking for was this area just here. As you can see, it kind of came of, I'll actually highlight that so you can see a bit more clearly. So this area of exhaustion kind of came up, exhausted, closed below, and then you could actually take it another trade going down. So from here, you could just take it from around here to the low, to about there. That was 1.5 to 1. I actually took that on a 1 hour time frame. So I actually took it at the close of this candle just here as it broke below that area. So that ended up being that 40 pip stop loss for a 2 to 1 risk reward. And sometimes it won't necessarily hit exactly. So if it starts exhausting, just close your trade and take the profit. You always want to kind of look at what the actual candles are doing in that area as it approaches your take profit area. So I'll quickly just zoom into that area there. So you can see it kind of came down and just didn't have that momentum to keep going lower to actually hit right down the bottom there. So I actually closed it around there before it kind of took off again, going up. So I didn't actually post that one on the on my Instagram page. So that was one where I was just kind of watching for myself. Sometimes I don't necessarily get to post them all. If I'm at work, I can't really jump on the computer and create a post, or on my phone and create a post. I have to treat patience, unfortunately. So let's see how the end of the week and how the week ended up though. So let's go back to here. So let's jump up to the higher time frame. Let's start with the weekly. I'm actually going to delete this one here because we don't need that area anymore. Now we're still in this wick of this area, which I was saying is probably going to be an area of, a zone of resistance. It's still kind of coming up, testing and exhausting. So it could potentially come up still to about this 142.5 area before coming lower. But as you can see, it actually does have the momentum to kind of keep going higher. So watching price action, it could actually potentially come up to this area just here, somewhere around here, where it could, before it exhausts and comes down a little bit lower for another correction. Like I said, just waiting and watching, seeing what it actually does and how it's going to approach that area. So let's go down to the daily. So you can kind of see it tried coming lower, then the bulls came back in and brought it back up higher. So you want to see if it kind of breaks above this little zone here or area of resistance. So I'm just going to kind of, let's zoom into this a little bit more, make it a bit clearer. So you can probably drop that down, this area down just a little bit to about there. So you want to see if it's going to kind of, I'll grab some arrows so you can see what I'm talking about. So you want to see if the price is going to kind of come up, break there. Test this area here again and then go up higher. Now, like I said, it could either come up to this area, the 142.6 area, or the 144.5 area. Just got to kind of wait and see what price action does. Just keep a close eye on those areas to see how it reacts. So same thing. Yeah, unlock that. Just kind of waiting and watching to see how price reacts to this area here. Now it could actually kind of come up to here and then drop down to here somewhere, or anywhere really. Could actually just come down to about here, then before continuing higher. Just got to kind of wait and see how the market actually opens. So like I said, as always, you'll kind of always want to try and make a risk reward for your trades of 2 to 1. So if it kind of broke up above here, you might want to have a really tight stop loss for it to hit that 2 to 1 of that 142.6. So maybe it's a 30 pip stop loss if it comes down. Like I said, wait for it to exhaust, retest, or wait for it to kind of come up, retest this area here, then take off again. As you can see, it already tried breaking above once, didn't kind of succeed there. Came back up, came back down. Then, like I said, maybe it's going to eventually kind of test it again and break through. Like I said, a lot of kind of waiting and watching, seeing how price action plays out to take trades and whatnot. If you have any questions about this, drop a comment below. If you've got anyone who's interested in trading, remember, hit the subscribe button to the channel, and I will actually be launching a course to teach people how to trade Forex. A lot of Forex is actually just a lot of watching and waiting for setups to kind of come up and come to fruition. Like I said, I wish I actually held this trade just here, because it would have actually gone all the way up to there, and that would have been 150 pips for a risk of 30 pips, which is like a 5 to 1, which is really good risk reward ratios. Even if we had a 40 pip stop loss, that's still 4 to 1. Fantastic trade. And you could have easily finished the week with that one trade. Would have taken you almost just 2 days to hit. Nice and simple. Yeah, don't forget, guys, if you find value in the content, drop me a like, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notifications button. So anytime I drop a new video, you'll get alerted. I try to do these weekly wrap-ups every weekend when the market's quiet. And yeah, stick around for the next time.